side, you got buses coming from out of the state of Texas, with people from other states coming to the state capitol in Texas to throw feces and urine and whatever else they can think of on our state legislators in the state of Texas, because they want to be able to abort a baby at any moment. Those people had no business being here, should have been arrested, except that we've been nationalized. So we accept it. And our state legislators say, well, you know, it's a free country and they can come here and do it. No. No, it's the state of Texas. You represent the people of Texas. Do what you're supposed to do. Manage the affairs of Texas. We've been nationalized. What do? We don't call our legislator and say, these people from out of state, let them go back to their state and pass what law they want. We don't do that. We go, look at them. They're so evil. We need to go down there and rally against them and show them our ideas. No, what they need to do is lock them up. You're from Texas, let me see your ID. Okay, you're not from Texas? All right, this is the people's house of Texas. See you later. Give me a lift, we're going to lock you up. We'll get you a bus ticket. This is not how it works. We've been so nationalized that we worry about what they do in California as much as what they do here. We have gun issues that don't belong. I'll say this one more thing, and then I'll wrap up this part of it. Guns it's a hot topic for everybody. 2 points. I'm going to say this about abortion because we didn't get into it much when I was campaigning, because everybody, it was an easy topic for me. Running for U.S. Senate, it's none of their business. Everybody said, what's your viewpoint on abortion? Personally, I think abortion as a choice of birth control is murder. That's me personally. But on a U.S. federal level, that's for the citizens of Texas to decide, and it's none of their business. Easy answers. If you understand the Constitution and federalism, they're easy answers. It's a much tougher job to be in Texas trying to legislate in Texas than it is to be a U.S. Senator being in Washington, D.C., where you're actually supposed to be telling them all to go, well, wait a minute, y'all stay out of Texas. We'll stick to these few confined here. We're going to pocket Constitution. We're going to stay to these. But what we have today is an issue where you either are nationalized to the point where you believe, and I'll use abortion because it's a touchy topic, but we've got to get this out there. You either believe that you need to fight the battle wherever, no matter where it's at. You need to get in your car, you need to drive to Connecticut or New York and rally and fight the battle. And you'll die and go in front of your maker as a martyr. Maybe. Or you might say you're just not that smart. I want to win. I don't want to be a martyr. And the issue is, in the state of Texas, we need to be the salt and the light for the rest of the union. We need to set the example. And a simple position is, it's none of the federal government's business what we do with social issues like abortion. And we should be passing laws that match our traditional morals, values, and principles, and tell the federal government that they can just stop at the Red River. No offense. We love you, but you got limited powers, and this isn't one of them. Y'all just stay there. We're not playing this anymore. Draw that proverbial line in the sand and see where it goes. But we don't want to do that because nobody thinks about it. We all think it's a national argument. It's not a national argument. I can't stand abortion in Uganda, but we're not all jumping airplanes to go to Uganda and rally. Until we can take care of our house, we've got no business running around the United States trying to fight those battles in other states. So you can be anti-abortion all you want, or pro-Second Amendment all you want. All those things don't matter if you can't get it nailed down in your state. We're losing the battle. So until we can get federalism wrapped around everybody's heads and understand what states' rights really mean, and that's what they mean. Last example. Everybody know what the McDonald case was in Chicago, Illinois? Anybody ever heard of that? It's a big gun rights deal. I'm a member of the NRA, a member of the GOA, it's concealed carry over. It hasn't been that long ago. It's only been like a decade, 12, 14 years ago. Older black gentleman named Mr. McDonald wanted to have a pistol in his home for security. City of Chicago banned guns. They said you can't have it. He went to court. It went to the Illinois Supreme Court. Now, flashback. The Second Amendment, which we just talked about, restriction on the federal only, they can't infringe. By the way, broadest term you can use, infringe. Don't get near it. Illinois Supreme Court rules, and they said, no, people of Chicago spoke. They want to ban guns. You can't have a gun. They ruled that way. Every gun lobby group in the United States went crazy. You can't do that because we're all nationalized. Second Amendment protects his rights. So the people pushed it out into the federal judiciary. It went to the federal Supreme Court. And of course, you know, words you're never going to hear a Supreme Court say, we can't review that because we don't have the authority in the Constitution to do that. Never going to hear that. That's a pipe dream. They took it, and they ruled. And what did they rule? This is just a couple of years ago, maybe 6 or 8 years ago. They ruled that no, state of Illinois, free and independent state of Illinois, you can't do that because the Second Amendment, the Federal Bill of Rights, protects that man's right to have a gun. And all the Tea Party members, myself included, all the people in the gun groups, yeah, Second Amendment. Until you realize, oh crap, we just gave them all the power over our guns and they haven't used it yet. 20 years from now, remember the politics only moves left. And you know that Supreme Court, we've all seen it get so much more conservative over our lifetimes, right? Yeah. Okay. Prove me wrong. Go home and figure it out. Send it to me. I'll take it. 20 years from now, when our kids and our grandkids wake up one morning and that Supreme Court, which is amazingly moved more left, gets up and says, you know, guns are not only unsafe, they're so unsafe. Luckily for y'all, we're so much smarter than you are, we're just going to ban them nationally. And our grandkids are going to say, you can't do that. And they're going to say, yes, we can. Your grandparents gave us the sanction. And that's where the battle's going to go. That's not where the battle belongs. Those battles belong in your states. If you believe in the 10th Amendment, you believe in the Constitution, you understand what states' rights really mean, and don't just use it for rhetoric. It's just not noise coming out of your head. You understand, go do your research on the incorporation doctrine. It is a weapon of mass destruction used by the Supreme Court on the state. It's just crushed us. There's a way we can do this, though. It's tough. I've gotten to where now I've broken the battle into two phases. There's one side that's economics. I don't know what we can do to fix the economics. There's no silver bullet for economy. The amount of debt that this country's taken on, the amount of debt the individual states have taken on, the devaluation of our dollar, the fact that we're not based in gold. There's so many things going wrong with our economy that it's going to correct itself with or without our trying to help it. But governance is a different issue. Governance we have to hand in. This is going to be very much one-on-one, individual Texans talking to individual Texans. Every day we're witnessing the tyranny brought upon us by nationalism. We are inundated with unconstitutional agencies that abuse our liberty at will. NSA, DHS, IRS, DOJ, EPA, DOE, take your pick, they all prove the point. I'm just asking you that today, right now, make the decision that you're going to re-educate yourself. It's never too late. I was in my 40s when I started down this path. Learn the basic principles of the Constitution: federalism, republicanism, and limited government. Understand that outside the limited authorities delegated to the federal government, what the citizens of another state do is their business and none of ours. And respond that way to anybody that wants to talk about it. Let them do what they want. Oh, we can't let them do that. Yes, we can. Let them do that. And whatever they do in that state that oppresses the people and does things that are immoral, the people that are moral will move here. And if we maintain our moral principle here, the people that don't want to maintain it can go. That's how it's supposed to work. How many Christians in there? The Bible tells you what? Thou shalt not be unequally yoked to non-believers. That's a two-way street, by the way. You know what nationalism does? It forces you to be yoked to non-believers. But it also forces non-believers to be yoked to us. This is not what we want. As a matter of fact, we've been so nationalized that there is not even... when they say the debate, quit using the word debate. It has nothing to do with debating. The left is not debating the right is not debating the left. We're not trying to win an argument. What's going on right now is all of the right and all of the left are in a battle. It's not over a point or an issue. It's over getting as many of our guys into the power of office in the federal national government so that we can rule over the other guys. Bad things come of that. National socialism is a road to mass destruction. We're doing 85 miles an hour. Look, only support, and this is not a group that really said this to, but I'm telling you this because I want you to tell your kids, your neighbors, and everybody at church and spread it as far and wide as you can. Only support candidates that clearly understand we cannot continue this unconstitutional relationship with the federal government. And when I say all offices, I don't care if they're running for, if they're running for animal control, make sure they understand that their highest office of law is the sheriff. Make sure they have the courage to truly stand for federalism and state sovereignty and against central power. Don't mouth it. I want somebody that's going to go to fisticuffs and draw blood. I want somebody that understands what liberty means and what states' rights means. And you're in Texas, and by God, we're not going to have a federal agent coming in here threatening our citizens. And here you go. These people do exist. We just need to find them, and if you can't find one, be one. As I said, we can still make Texas a salt in the light for the rest of the states, and we can still lead in reestablishing federalism and states' rights as the framers designed. I know we can. It's going to happen. I would just like us to be at the forefront of getting that message out there and making federalism a national. I'd like to nationalize federalism. God bless Texas, and we got to work to keep it free. That's all I can tell you. But I appreciate everybody listening up. I've got one more little piece here I'm going to get into about voter information. But this is the crux of the Keep Texas Free initiative. How many people have ever heard anything about incorporation doctrine that resembled anything like that? How many of you believe, before I started talking, or still believe, that the Federal Bill of Rights is your protection in a large manner? Most of you in here probably thought the Federal Bill of Rights really applied to you. Honestly. I'm telling you, most people look at the Constitution and the Federal Bill of Rights and forget completely about the state having a Bill of Rights. By the way, when it comes to guns, the state of Texas has a Bill of Rights that protects your right to arm yourself. It also has a caveat in it that says something to the effect of Texas reserves the right to legislate the wearing of those arms in an effort toward safety. So if we keep electing phony conservatives to the State House in Texas who wear a red shirt with a white R on their pocket, but they're really liberal, 20 years from now, our own state Supreme Court is going to rule that guns are so unsafe, not only can you not wear them, you can't have them. And we're going to have a law passed right here in Texas. The issues we're dealing with, we really need to drive home the message that we got to deal with them here as Texans and let the other states manage their own affairs. And that's the biggest thing we got to come to grips with. Stop having that knee jerk when they tell you that California did something really stupid, and just go, yeah, okay, knock yourself out. Not us. I tell you what. That's that part. So, anybody got any questions on that? You depressed? We need some Prozac? Huh?
We have a solution too.
Yeah, you can.
It's that reset button.
Yeah, but secession's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. You're not going to get the will of the people, 26 million people, to make that decision. And secession historically only happens with a tight stomach. And as long as people have an Obama telephone and ice cream,
But you're correct there. If they're not standing in food line, that makes it that much more difficult. They've got to be standing in food line. But Catalonia and Ireland might actually show us the way.